All right, let's get this show on the road, Billy.
You can sense the intensity as they await the arrival of the Tennessee team here at Cleveland Stadium. The number one undefeated Volunteers prepare to race onto the field. Everything is riding on this football game. So there's a special intensity, a special urgency. Here come the Volunteers. Wherever you listen throughout the world, it's football time in Tennessee.
Didn't make it on fourth down. T comes off. Standing right by Billy Ratliff, and T's coming off and starting to unhook his pads a little bit, and Billy says, "Don't unhook your pads. We're going to get the ball back."
Second down and 11 for Arkansas. 1:47 remaining. One timeout left. Call it 12 to go for the first down. Sterner lost the football! Oh my goodness! He stumbled and fumbled, and Billy Ratliff recovered.
We made this play. Billy Ratliff knocked this All-American guard back into the quarterback. He stepped on his foot. Quarterback probably made a mistake, not just falling on the ball. Billy not only knocked him back, but he got the ball back for us. So,
how important was this fumble recovery?
Well, it meant the season. You probably didn't know that at the moment, but it absolutely meant the season.
Hello, this is Jeremy from Blue Water Climate Control. I grew up in Tennessee, and when I was 9 years old, the World's Fair came to Knoxville. I was in awe of the Sun Sphere. I dreamed of living in Knoxville. To me, it was the center of the world. After 24 years in the Navy, I've been around the world and visited dozens of countries. My family has moved all over. Now here we are running Blue Water Climate Control right here in Knoxville. The dream I had when I was just 9 years old. Blue Water Climate Control. Veteran service, superior value.
What's going on Facebook? What's up YouTubes and Twitter and volunteerroadshow.com. We're back, Billy. We're back. We're feeling better. I had the Rona.
Yep, you gave us the Roni.
It kicked my butt, but we're back. We're back strong. We got a lot to talk about. Got a football season coming up real soon. As y'all can see, I'm sitting in the bar at the Billy Ratliff's Tap 40 Grill. We're going to be opening that up here real soon. Got doing a lot of work here. We're hanging TVs this weekend. What else are we going to do? I guess it'd probably take all weekend to hang all our TVs. So.
Well, TVs ain't easy to put up there, man. I put one of them up there.
Yeah, I thought you'd have them all put up when I got back, and I seen just one. But looking at it, that was still a feat to do by yourself. You can't do that by yourself. I don't know how you do it.
It wasn't easy, but I did it. I wasn't going to let it beat me.
Yeah. Well, anyway, let's get some shout outs over here. We're streaming on Facebook. couple of YouTube channels, Twitters, volunteerroadshow.com. We're streaming about everywhere. Can you give some shout outs there?
Let's see who we got over here.
While you doing that, I'm going to start getting the show put together.
Let's see. I can't really. They're not strolling the same.
Go to chat. You see chat?
Okay, I see it. We got Dub on here. He said the new place looks great.
It is. It's nice, Dub.
Vodka drinkers over here. He said need a good live music band lineup. Hey, we're working on that. I mean, Catfish already said we're gonna have some bands in there.
Yeah, we're working on getting some bands in here.
Let's see. We got Sippy Sports Show. Southern Miss to the top. Who is that?
Southern Miss. Uh-oh.
Oh, man. Sam Bell say, what's up, Sippy Sports? Who is Sippy Sports Bar?
Sam from Greenville. He's a big Green Devil fan.
Okay.
Yeah, he's one of BVD's buddies.
Okay. And that's all I can see. I mean, it's not
Jenny Van. I see Jenny Van. She said, how you doing, Bobby? I'm feeling better, Jenny. I tell you what, it kicked my butt. I was just too hard-headed to go down. Just way too hard-headed. So, anyway, and I'm doing my part to keep the world safe. I'm wearing a mask. I don't care what video Billy puts out there with me not wearing a mask. I had the mask on, except I took it down for just a second because my glasses were fogging up. We did a alcohol. What was the name of that class we did for getting our beer permit? Task.
Yeah.
Called Task. And he got me falling asleep. Took some video of it. Pretty funny. Pretty funny. Man, your sister's watching us, Augusta.
Oh, really?
Yep. Michael Jones, Matt Dummett, Justin Sanday. That Sippy. He's a YouTuber that follows Southern Miss. Did you ever have to play Southern Miss when you were playing, Billy? I don't think we did we?
Yeah, we played Southern Miss.
Did we?
Yeah.
What year?
Let's see, 97, I think.
97?
No, yep, 97 at home. Yeah.
Well, Scott in Germany's first game in Neyland, 68. Go Big Orange. That's good. I'm trying to put some comments up here. If you see some good comments, put them up there.
Okay, I just figured I'll see the chat now. They have changed Restream up a lot.
I told you they did, and I don't like the new layout. I hate it. But anyway, it still gets us to the people. And this show, Volunteer Roadshow, was built by fans for the fans, and whatever makes the fans happy, we'll put up with a little bit. But let's talk about some. Before we get into the news, there's some exciting news for a former teammate of yours. But it's also another former teammate's number, Travis Henry's day until football time in Tennessee. Can you believe it's 20 days till it's football time, till kickoff?
I'll tell you this here. I promise you, when I play ball, it did not come this quick, especially when you're out there in that heat, working out, training. It seemed like it was just slow motion.
What was it like this far from the season? Your first, let's say your first, what your first real preseason that you had? What was it, 96?
Mm-hmm.
What was it like? 20 days out. What are they doing right now?
Right now,
are they puking? Are they having fights? What are they doing?
6 o'clock right now. I say they're probably finishing up second session of practice. I'll say they're getting ready to probably have some treats, cool down stuff. It's different now, man. It's not like it was when I was over there. I mean, this heat right now have you fighting, everything. I'm quite sure they're not doing that kind of stuff anymore.
So you say they don't get out in the heat like y'all did, huh?
It ain't the same, man. I mean, and this heat ain't the same. You got to treat the heat totally different there. I mean, it's hot everywhere now. You can't just say it's Florida hot. It's Tennessee hot too now.
Well, did you ever have anybody pass out from the heat at practice?
Oh man, that was all the time. But I'll tell you this here. I mean, the medical staff, they did a great job of keeping us hydrated. I mean, Mike Rolo, he would always have extra times to take breaks to get, oranges or Gatorade or water just to stay hydrated, because the heat ain't no joke. I mean, especially when you're out there working out in it the way these guys are. You're talking about burning, 5,000 calories of practice.
Yeah.
It
5,000
was
calories.
it's it's a lot, man. I mean, I'm telling you, it was times I lost 6-7 pounds of practice.
I don't think I'll eat 5,000 calories all week.
Who do you, man?
Me.
Hey, I know better than that.
Well, how many calories do you think I eat in a day? 1,000?
I would say you do that with just
How much is a bologna sandwich in calories?
with your little Debbie cakes. You're probably
We
gonna
ain't
say
counting them. Those don't count.
you're about 8,800 calories a day.
Gee, you're crazy. Oh, hey, Sven from Germany,
Whoa,
our,
Germany.
our Mississippi State fan.
That's right. I remember him now. Yes.
Yeah, Jenny says good that y'all were taken care of. Well, let's get into some news. Your boy, we got to visit with him when we went over to the campus, to the complex, and seen all the coaches and got to visit with Fulmer and well, we got to meet this fella right here, T. Martin, getting a statue. Long overdue. He's getting a statue with Condridge, Holloway. Who was the other player that getting a statue? There's 3 of them. Oh, Lester McLean, Jackie Walker, Condridge, Holloway,
It's a
and
total
T. Martin.
Yeah, it's a total of 4, right?
Yeah, 4.
Okay. Yeah, because I did get an email about that event.
He's gonna be September 2nd, it said.
Yeah, September 2nd. I think it's right at 10 a.m. that morning. I got an email about RSVP and to come to it or something.
Are you gonna go?
Yeah, I probably end up going. I mean, I try to support all my teammates.
Oh yeah. Is he gonna be back in town for that?
Who's that?
Will T make it back into town for that?
I'm not sure. I mean, that's a game. That's game day.
Yeah, it's Thursday.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he's coaching at Baltimore, so he may not make it into town for that. Surely he'll come into town.
He'll be here for that. I mean, that's just. I mean, I'm quite sure they'll use their private jet to fly him here.
Well, as much as there's been some, and I don't know this, it's just speculated in the media, there was some bad blood and some not bad blood, some hard feelings, some hurt feelings. But it's good to see the university stepping up and doing the right thing and getting T. Martin a statue. There was actually a lot of players that deserve a statue. You can't give statues to just anybody and everybody. But Al Wilson needs one. I don't think he's got a statue. He's got a picture, but he ain't got a statue. And I would say Al Wilson's probably the MVP of that 98 team. I mean, in my opinion.
I'll give it to him. I mean, I most definitely say he was the heart of that team.
Yeah. But there were so many players that played a perfect role that year. So many players.
Vodka Drinker said T has lost some weight. Yeah, he's been working out. I've been seeing him on Instagram and social media and stuff that he has been putting in work to get that weight off.
I tell you what, when we seen him, he was a big old youngin. I don't know. Has he lost weight since then?
Well, that's what Vodka Drinker said. I mean, I've been watching him on social media. I've been seeing him, and it looks like he has lost weight though.
And he's what, wide receivers coach up at Baltimore?
Yes.
Yeah. Let's see who all's commenting. Somebody said something to me here a minute ago. Bobby, I'll tell you. Let's see, what does he say? Some serious and Matt White and all the Mississippi State fans, we want to thank you to take care of BVD. Yep, we talked to him today. He's gotten a lot better. He's on dialysis. He's down at Turkey Creek at the hospital. We may go see him tomorrow. I know Carter will. We'll see. Herbert Bradford, our bestest and biggest Tennessee fan up Michigan. He said Al Wilson MVP, Ratliff the hero.
I like it. I'll take it.
And Carter says the Braves are better than the Reds. No, they're not. They just happen to win. That's it.
Are the Reds any good this year?
They're decent. They're decent. I mean, they're not. I don't know that they're going to make the playoffs, but
Then they're not good. That's all you had to say.
well, the Braves beat them 2 out of 3, but we won last night. So let's see what's in other news. Oh, did you hear about Brian Maurer leaving practice on Wednesday? What do you think about that? Would that have ever happened back in your day?
I mean, I'm just gonna be honest with you. I mean, I'm gonna not even go back in my day with the situation because things are totally different today with the kids. Um, if he's having mental issues, I respect it. And that's it. Case closed. Let it go. Be done with it. I wish, and I say this here, and I hope that this staff start keeping in-house stuff in-house because this here shouldn't have even been out.
Yeah.
I understand he missed practice, but that's not the world's problem.
I think a reporter probably put it out there because there's a lot of journalists down there them practicing said, "Where's Maurer?" I think that's how it got out.
Yeah, still, and seeing that would be a perfect example of me. For me personally, I'm kicking the media out.
Yep. Well, Heupel says when they asked him about it, he says there'll be no further update on him. We will have a conversation with him, and it's basically in private, none of your business.
And that's the way it should be.
Yeah.
I mean, if he is having mental issues, I respect it. The young man go take care of himself. Whatever he needs, if he needs time to get his mind right, I don't care about football at that point. I mean, and for everybody to talk bad about the kid, saying that he is shying away the fact that he's lost his job or anything like that. If he having mental issues, who cares about the job?
Yeah.
I mean, that's what people got to start realizing. These are kids. These are human beings. They got feelings too.
Well, he has been said that he's never considered leaving Tennessee. He said, "My family raised a fighter. I'm going to keep swinging until the day I can't swing no more, and I'm going to give everything I can to this university." I like that.
Yeah, well, I wish him the best, man. I mean, if he's having those issues, he needs to take care of that situation because those mental issue is real. It's real. A lot of times, with men, boys, we've always been taught to get over it. Suck it up. You be a man. But sometimes you gotta
Well,
think
see,
about
when
it.
you played, nobody ever see mental issues didn't just start this year, even though it's making the news. Simone Biles, there's been a couple of others that's that tennis player had some mental issues. That just didn't start this year. That's been going on for centuries. But now they're able to talk about it more. Back when you played it, you probably didn't want to talk about it because it made you seem weak.
Exactly. And that's what I'm saying. I mean, I like the fact that people are speaking up about mental issues. I mean, they're not afraid to say anything about it or don't care. I mean, like right now, I'm very vulnerable. I tell people I don't feel good in a heartbeat. I let them know, hey, I'm sick. I got this. I want answers to help me. Because if I keep it inside, I mean, I'm too old to try to get over this stuff easy now. I mean, back then, I mean, yes, I thought I was invincible, but I'll tell you this here, I probably wouldn't have played as long as I did if I would have listened to a lot of people back then. But it was just part of being, like I said, being a man, a football player. They expect for you to be tough.
Yeah, yeah. So you probably didn't hear of anybody having issues back when you were playing at all.
Well, I heard about it, and that was amongst each other, like for his teammate to teammate or things like that. We kept things in house, man. We didn't. There's so many things that I can tell people about me and my teammates that it would shock you, but we didn't. We kept it amongst each other, and we're gonna keep it amongst each other. You know what I mean? There's a lot of people that could have wrote a bunch of books about what's going on or what went on back then, but the brotherhood was real, and that's still real.
Yeah, there's definitely a brotherhood. I get to witness it, kind of behind the scenes, but I mean personally with you and your teammates and the way y'all talk on the phone, and I get to see them myself, and it's definitely a brotherhood that'll last forever. Last forever.
Most definitely, man. And that's what we get ready to do now with this restaurant, man. We create a whole new family.
I'm excited about it. I never thought about, 4 or 5 years ago when I was driving around, started the Volunteer Roadshow with a camera phone and a YouTube channel, that we would be sitting here just a few years later in our own restaurant. And it's just, we just keep dreaming and we keep plugging and we keep doing. Let me show everybody, in case you hadn't seen it, the logo. That's our logo. We got the sign up out on the road. I don't know if you know that, Billy. While you've been at home, I got the temporary sign put up by the road. We got now hiring and opening soon sign out there also. Good looking sign. Good
Yeah,
looking
I
sign.
seen it. I actually saw it. I actually put it up, remember?
Oh, you did?
Yeah,
Oh, you helped me put it up. That's right. I forgot. Hey, I'm not trying to not give you credit. I forgot about that.
I'd be working hard. I'm behind the scenes.
You mean hardly working? No, you have been working hard. You have been working hard. Oh, let's talk about some more stuff. I see Darnell Wright has been getting most of his reps on the left side at left tackle. What's the difference? There can't be much difference between playing left tackle and right tackle.
Big difference.
What's the difference?
Here, I'll give you a difference. Jarvis Rito was an all-American tackle. I mean, back then they called him, he was the number 1 or number 2 rated tackle when he came out. I think him and Orlando Pace.
Mm-hmm.
Chad Clifton comes. Jarvis has to switch over to right tackle. The reasoning for the left tackle, typically your left tackle, you want them to be a little bit longer and a little bit faster. Chad Clifton.
You're telling me Chad Clifton was faster than Jarvis Rito?
Man, Chad ran a 4.740 for the Scouts. Yes.
Oh, I didn't think he was that fast.
You talking to, okay, say 4.7, Jarvis ran a 5.1.
Yeah, but Jarvis was a lot longer than Clifton, though, wasn't he? Wasn't he bigger?
No. These was giants, man.
Well, when I stand next to Jarvis,
those two guys were giants.
He's got to be at least 6'5".
Who?
Jarvis, maybe 6'6".
Jarvis 6'6".
Yeah. What was his playing weight?
Who? What, 3'4", 338, I mean, these guys are huge, man. And you're talking huge. And you see, I'm trying to wish I had that picture I can show you real quick, man. He was Jarvis, Clifton, Cozy, Weary. God, them guys were so big, man. And they got bigger every year. I mean, you start getting Hainsworth, John Henderson. I'm like, man, these guys are huge. But it's a big difference playing left tackle and right tackle. I mean, that's why they always used to call it the blind side. Because most quarterbacks were right-handed.
Yeah.
And that's why they always call it the blind side of the quarterbacks have the best left tackle.
I don't trust left-handed quarterbacks. I don't trust them.
I do. I don't care what hand. You can get rid of the ball, I'm with you.
Maybe I'm just prejudiced. Bobby, would you take a 10-yard Joe Milton bullet to the groin for $50,000? Yes, I would. Absolutely. For $50,000? Yep. I would. Wouldn't be fun, but I'd do it for $50,000. Speaking of Joe Milton, I've seen some practice clips. He might be our starter by the end of the season. He's looking good. Now, I know there's a lot of hype, and every time I get on here and give some preseason hype to an offensive line or a running back, he hits the dirt. And I'm not trying to jinx you, Joe, but I don't know. I like what I see in Joe Milton.
I'm gonna tell you this. I don't know what they got. Until hold on. Chad Clifton from the line, he got done dirty. No, he didn't get done dirty by Sapp. That was legal.
It was legal, but that hurt him.
Yeah,
Didn't
it hurt him.
his
That's the
jaw?
only reason why they
Didn't
call it dirty.
Didn't it break his jaw?
I forgot what he did.
I think they had to wire his
He
mouth
hurt him
shut.
pretty bad.
Yeah,
But that was a football play, and if an offensive lineman had the same chance to do him that way, he would have did the exact same thing. That's what's called when it's an interception. Offensive lineman supposed to turn into defensive lineman. Head on the swivel. Do not get hit.
yeah. It broke him down. It was
He broke his hip. It was his hip.
yep.
And Clifton would tell you to this day it wasn't dirty.
It was Jason Witten that had a broken jaw, I think. Wasn't it?
Yep. I know Peyton had a broken jaw too his first year.
Yeah. He sure did.
Yeah, he just I don't think it was dirty, guys. I mean, it was a football play. I mean, I know that was my boy, but you got to get his head on the swivel. You got to look for that when the interception. These guys are trying to come get you because you've been getting them all game. They trying to come get you.
Yeah, they sure are. They sure are. We got a big time 5-star defensive lineman, Walter Nolan, playing at Powell now. We need to go see him now that our restaurant's in Powell. They say he is a monster. And he's going to be playing at Neyland Stadium here pretty soon. I think that they're having some sort of something going on at Neyland Stadium.
Are they having a jamboree over there this year?
Something.
Okay. That's good then, man.
If we can get him in that stadium, I think we'll get him. They got it down to us, Florida, and Alabama, I think, or is it Texas A&M? But his brother plays, or it was here, and I think he's quite a bit younger. There's rumors that Tennessee has offered his brother a scholarship just to get him. I don't know if that's true or not.
If Coach Gardner do what he does with these kids, show that he has an opportunity to make these kids great and better and start getting some of these kids in NFL, it won't be a problem with these kids that's locally that are the best talent to start to come to Tennessee. You know, a lot of people get mad with these kids or mad at Tennessee because these kids leaving. It's not because of that, it's because Tennessee sucks. I don't want to go to a team that sucks and they're not producing any players that's going to the NFL. That's the ultimate dream. You want to go play in the NFL. And right now, Alabama, they're crushing it. You'd be crazy not to go if you got an opportunity to go play. You know, every year they're putting, 15, 16 guys in NFL. That's the way we used to be.
Speaking of how we used to be, you showed me a program at linebacker, I believe it was, and it had Sean Johnson at the top and then Leonard Little. Remember that program you showed me?
Mm-hmm. Sean was good, man. I mean, I don't
know if he was that good. Was he fast?
Sean,
the only reason I say that because I see him in the comments section.
Well, Sean, Sean was a running back in high school.
I did know that, but was he
running back? And see, I remember when we came on a recruiting trip, and they would put up like our highlights and stuff. And when they put Sean's highlights up there, they had him. I think they kicked the ball off to him on kickoff. He took it back 100 yards. I was like, whoa. And then I'm like, yeah. Sean was fast, man. Sean was fast.
Was he as fast as you?
No.
Well, he's in here commenting, and he's got a comment here. Says, what are y'all thoughts on the statues they're about to put up, and do y'all know where they're putting them? We've already talked about it, but we haven't talked about this in specific. And to answer your question, I don't know where they're going. Do you know where they're going to be?
They're going to be right in front of the stadium right there, where they're going to basically be doing the ball walk and everything. I think Jalen Needham is already over there right now, so I think it's going to be right over there in that section. That's the only place I can even picture them being where it would look good and everybody would see them all.
Yeah. You talking about like over there by gate 19 and that area over there?
Yep. Like, the hill that they come down that they do the ball walk. As soon as they take that left right there in front of the stadium. I think that, and I don't know are they going to be bronze or something like that?
I don't know. I'm sure they're already made by now.
I can't wait to see it, man. I can't.
Yeah, we need to go over and check that out.
I
Need
mean,
to go over and check it out.
actually, then I think Al will be inducted into the College Hall of Fame this year in October.
Yep, sure will.
Yep, I got the invitation in the mail just the other day.
Where's it going to be?
I forgot
That's
what it
down
was.
in Atlanta. I know that. Was that?
Yeah, I forgot when, but I mean, he's already planning for all us to come down there with him. You know, he won't.
You see that comment?
Yeah, but Aldrin, he wants
That's
the
your boy.
boys to be down there with him, so I most definitely won't miss that. He always invite me to all of the events, and if Reverend Al invite me anywhere, I will be there no matter what it is. That boy is silly, man.
He is silly. I don't know him. I've never met him.
What's the first game we'll be able to come watch at the BLT?
We're hoping the first game of the season. And I'm hoping Sean will be down here. He's only been to about 3 or 4 of our watch parties in the last few years. He needs to come on down here and be at our first one. We're going to be hanging some TVs this weekend. At least I hope that's what we're doing. And start getting some things ready. We're pretty much ready now. We just got to add a few things.
Yeah, speaking of the TVs, man, I'll talk to you on also, but I think we're gonna have to get that one in the middle of the bar. Gonna have to be a little bit bigger after seeing what that one that looks like there now.
You talking about that the one we put up already?
Yeah, I think we're gonna have to get at least 70 right there.
I don't think it's going to fit.
It'll fit. We just will
Mm.
have to extend those other ones out.
You mean move the brackets?
Yeah.
We got a projector. We're working on figuring out how we can put a projector in here.
Only place I can think of a
We got
projector.
so many windows is the problem.
Yeah. Only place we got for that in there is going to be out on the patio. And
Sean has just asked a question, something we talked about today in the car when we were driving.
Yeah. Yeah, we talked about that. And of course, you know, I wish I knew the kids the way I knew the kids when we left, you know, when some of the guys were still in school that we played with, and we can still reach out to those guys to find out who needs help or what or whatever. But I don't know any of the kids on that team personally anymore, so it's hard now, and I need to do better by getting back over there and interacting with the kids again.
Well, you think you get any back NIL money? Any
What's
back
that?
pay? You think you'll get any back pay for your NIL money you missed out? Let me ask you a question. Now we got Sean Johnson. Everybody knows Sean Johnson, VFL, played with Billy, linebacker. Who would you say would be a sponsor? Who would sign somebody like Sean Johnson? Something funny. Would it
Well,
be Buffalo Wild Wings?
I don't know if they would, because once they get him in there and he start eating those wings, they gonna go out of business with that NIL, because Sean can put away some wings now.
Oh my goodness.
Now, I think he would do good with like the Hooters. I think Hooters would
Yeah,
be a great one.
Twin
Any place
Peaks.
for wings. And then they're like these art institutes would have been great for Sean.
Tell
And
everybody about that story about the Art Institute come knocking
oh
to
my
your door.
gosh, that one was funny, man, because it was actually a joke, though. It was actually a joke. We, you know, we had, saw this little art institute thing on TV, and of course, me, I'm like, sure, I'm just going, let's try it, Sean. So they sent us the paperwork, and Sean filled out all this stuff, and we just sent it in. And 3 days later, after we mailed that off, we got a knock at our door at our apartment. And it's this little short little guy with these little glasses on. He comes in, knock on, and say, Sean Johnson here. Oh, yeah. "Hey, Sean, man, some dude at the door for you, man." I always call anybody that I didn't know some dude. And Sean comes to the door, and he tell him who he was and invite him, man. Of course, me and Sean, we sitting there playing video games with our gallon of water here, drinking water and stuff, and getting ready to grill out. And so he invites him in, and the guy tell him where he's from, and yeah, we're from such and such art institute, and we got your work. And see, Sean, it was like I think it was like a turtle he had to draw, but Sean didn't just do what they told him to do. He did what they did, but on the side of it, he drew something totally different than what it was supposed to be. Now the
Is it
gentleman,
about that, like them tests you'd see on TV, like draw a turtle or a frog or something like that?
yes, yes, and that's exactly what it was. But I forgot what it was Sean drew. And the guy, he wasn't focusing on their picture. He was focusing on what Sean drew out of that. And of course, he always called it abstract. It's like abstract. You don't know nothing about that. And so Sean invited him in, and we just playing video games. And of course, in order for him to come in, you got to have what we call a entry fee of a initiation shot. So Sean got the man take a shot. So he's trying to party with him. And then at this point, this man tells Sean, "Hey, we want to give you a full scholarship to come to our art school." And Sean looks at this man and says, "Man, I already got a scholarship. What am I going to do with your scholarship? I play football for the
Did he
University."
know y'all were football players?
Well, he didn't know until Sean told him about it.
That's funny. Oh me. You know what else is going to be real funny?
What's that?
This year I've got a new system. For my betting. I really am down to my last $2, but I'm going to be picking totally different this year. I haven't done good the last few years, but you're talking about rent money. Now listen to me, Billy. This year, I'm going to start paying attention to the numbers. Like minus 250 plus 130. I'm going to start watching those numbers. I've got a system, and I can't wait to unveil it this college football season.
Well,
And what reminded me of this is they just published the national championship odds. What do you think the odds of Tennessee winning the national championship are in Vegas?
probably what, plus 500,000 or something? Slim to none.
They got the 32nd best chance to win a national title.
30. What?
The 32nd best chance.
So they're really saying that we're one of the top 32 teams?
Top 32 teams.
Wow.
Plus 15,000.
I'm going to say it's up there.
And there's two other teams, and coincidentally, we play them both. That is plus 15,000, and that's Kentucky and Pittsburgh. What would you say? We all know Alabama's the favorite in Vegas. What would you say their number is?
Probably what, plus 300, 400, something like that.
Plus 250.
Yeah, that's about right.
Clemson,
About plus
second,
350.
380.
Yeah.
Ohio State plus 550. Georgia plus 650. Oklahoma plus 700. Texas A&M plus 3,500. LSU is the ninth best chance at plus 4,000, and the 10th best chance is also Florida SEC school at plus 4,000. If you had $100, where would you put your money right now?
Gosh, I would probably say Oklahoma.
Really?
Yeah,
I'm saying they got a lot of hype.
I just know that they were close last year, and I think this kid, this quarterback they got, and the fact that I know what the running back they got coming in and what they already had, they're loaded, man. They're loaded.
Yeah.
And I know Bama's loaded too, but I just know that they have an easier task to get to the championship.
That's smart. That's smart. I think if I had to pick a team, it'd be between Oklahoma and Georgia.
Georgia, what is it? What is it? This is what I want to know about Georgia. What is it that Georgia has that everybody is so
I
excited?
I think this might be their year.
It's been a year for the last
I
25
know. But I think this might. I think that if they don't go to the SEC championship this year, Kirby probably won't be coaching there in 2 years.
No, if he don't go this year, he's gone.
Yeah, because you know how many 5 stars Georgia's had. They've had as many as Alabama.
Yeah, I mean,
Close.
yeah, the recruiting is there. I mean, yeah, but see, this is what I keep telling people about Georgia, though. They act like Kirby created this. Georgia had been getting these recruits ever since. What was the coach there before?
Mark Richt.
He's doing the exact same thing Mark Richt did. Nothing
Your boy
different.
Sean thinks Clemson. He put his money on Clemson. They've got an easy road or an easier road to make it to the playoffs. They'll be back in the playoffs. I don't know who their quarterback's going to be.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It's just like Alabama. They pug every year. They get in the top QBs every year.
We'll see. We'll see.
And that's a scary situation because nobody's talking about Clemson right now. Nobody's saying nothing about Clemson. Man, I'm actually getting a call from the University of Tennessee. What?
What do they want? Answer it.
Let me see who this is.
Let's see who it is. Might be Coach Heupel wanting him to come coach. Oh, anyway, he might be our next defensive line coach. Sean says stars don't mean nothing. Yeah, you're right, Sean. It is an easy road at the ACC. What do you? I heard something about what?
They just did me like Coming to America in church. She said, donation.
Tell him you already donated 4 years of your life.
Oh man. Hey, we might have to donate, man. We're going to need some write-offs now.
Yeah, we're gonna get us some tickets to give out this season too.
Yeah,
we're gonna start giving them out here in the next week or two. Y'all need to stay tuned if y'all want to go see some games.
I've already talked to my guy about that to make sure we have at least 4 to 8 to have.
Yeah, we need to come out.
Of course, it'll be tough for us to make games this year.
What is it that Sean just said? It's Cornell Moeller calling from his grave, wanting his Pell Grant money back. What does that mean?
No, man, you talk about Colonel Moeller, man. He was the guy that used to give us our checks, like our monthly meal money and stuff like that. Man, we used to work so hard to get them like $30, $40 a month, right? If the world only knew how it was back then, man. Gosh.
Well, I'm glad to see them finally getting paid. I think it's long overdue.
I'm loving it, man. I'm loving it, the fact that the kids got an opportunity to at least make some money, and I know people think it's it's just been given to them, but they got to actually still do some work for the money now.
Well, they keep saying the whole time they haven't been paying these kids because they're on scholarship. But we were talking in the car today. If you're on full academic scholarship, you can do anything you want. You can start Facebook. You can start Microsoft. You can go get a job. You can go do about anything, make millions on full academic scholarship. But if you play baseball, basketball, football or any sort of athletics, you can't get paid for nothing.
Mm-mm. Yeah, but it sucked back then, man. I mean, I even worked jobs or tried to work jobs that I had to quit because they would say it was too hard on my body. I mean, I
Oh
was getting
man, that's
paid,
bull.
and I'm talking about I mean, I think I was paid what, $24 an hour, and I was just trying to get 4 hours a day in.
To
I
make
was work
$100.
Yes, I'm trying to make 4 hours a day for 5 days a week to make me some money to pay some bills.
Yeah. Buy some soap, some deodorant, and a shirt and
Yes,
socks. Oh,
yes,
I know.
yes. But it wasn't all peaches and cream, man. I mean, like people didn't see the bad stuff we went through to do what we had to get what we had. I mean, all everybody saw of us was the glamour stuff, where we was winning, playing games. They wasn't there to see us that, hey, we had to wait till the next day before we can eat at the complex or something like that. I mean, we didn't have unlimited food and stuff back then. It was tough, man. I mean, and when you move off campus, I think they gave us $499 to pay rent and bills and food
For a month?
for a whole month.
Wow.
That's if you was off campus. I mean, and of course you wanted to move off campus because you wanted some privacy. If you was on campus, you couldn't have because the dorms wasn't co-ed. You couldn't have
That's what you meant, not privacy. You mean girls.
girl spirit, just anybody. You can even bring your auntie up. Hey,
Really?
exactly. I mean, she's a female.
Yeah.
You couldn't do anything like that. It was different, man. It was not easy. I mean, I was blessed to be on full scholarship, but the older I got and after I left, and of course, when I did like my little intern thing with Mike Hamilton and understanding how scholarships and stuff worked and how money was raised, it shocked me and it made me open my eyes that it was a business compared to it was helping the kids at all. It was more of a business than anything.
Mhm.
They all they care about was the money part of it. I mean, and I didn't realize it until I did that. And he was very honest with me about how things were working. And it shocked me though. It really did.
Mm. Preston Hess says, "Give them a box of oatmeal cream pies, and they will give it their all." I know if I was on the team, I would. That's
Hey,
for sure.
I'm gonna tell you like this here. Back then, you could have gave us a case of Roman noodles, and we would have went and knocked Alabama down.
I heard John Johnson can make some ramen noodles,
Man,
like
that
a
dude there,
gourmet meal.
yeah. When I say this dude here was a hustler, didn't matter what it was with food or anything, he hid food from me. He's jacked food from me. And he deboed me. He bullied me.
He told me he hit a hot dog one time with a note on it, said, "You don't do me that way."
Man, that was so funny. It was so
What did he say? Sean said Billy wanted to move in a house with like 5 acres of yard. We didn't have them on more, and 500 a month.
and look, and see, we should have took that house too because the rent was cheap too. It was $500 a month. But what got us was when they said we had to mow our own grass.
For real.
We'll just go and we'll pay 800 a month. That was the deal breaker there, man. If they would have said they would go cut the grass, or we'd have to cut the grass, we'd have been in that big old
What'd you
house.
expect for 500 a month? Even back in the 90s, that's cheap.
I mean, that was cheap right there.
And it wasn't no 5 acres. Sean's exaggerating.
No, he's serious. It was a house. It was a nice house, and I was right there near the lake, and it had 5 acres. And they said You would have to cut the grass yourself. Like, you mean bush hog?
How many boys was going to be splitting it?
It was just gonna be me and Sean.
Oh Lord, you knew Sean wasn't going to mow no grass.
No, he'd have had somebody else doing it for him.
He'd have
I
conned
ain't
you.
gonna say who he would have had, but
Come and mow it for him. That's what he'd have done.
tell you, my dude there, man. We have had some. Gosh, I mean, the stories that me and him had, just a long period. That's why I keep telling him, me and him might need to just have our own show again, because the stories that me and him can tell is so many.
And you'd think he's lying, but he ain't lying. That's how far-fetched it sounds.
No, see, like when he's telling stories and people listening to him and they think he's actually telling a story, and the stories are actually real. Like
Oh, I've heard a few of them.
I mean, it almost sounds like he's reading a book, but he's telling the truth. Everything comes out. He's telling it just like it is. It may sound like a joke, but he's telling the truth about it.
And he's got a nickname for everybody. Y'all had nicknames for everybody. Somebody wants to know what kind of beer y'all going to have at the Tap 40. We're going to have 40 different beers. We're going to have about 16 on tap, and the rest are going to be bottles and cans. Just some great assortment of beers from Eagle Distributing, Cherokee, and a couple other distributors. And most of all, we're going to have great food and great atmosphere and TVs to watch sports and the best service in town. Well, Billy, we've been on here for almost an hour.
I told you it was going to be on here for a while, man. When you're having fun, the time, it flies.
Yeah.
Hey, let me tell you something else about something I keep saying to people. Nobody listen to me, even you, even all your 5-star offensive linemen you're talking about with Tennessee. And my teammates was telling me, and I had a couple teammates telling me about who was going to be, that Trey Smith was going to be a first-round draft pick. And of course, I'm telling the guys, hey guys, he's not going to be a first-round draft pick. He's going to be a third-day player, but he's going to get picked. He's going to be starting and playing on a team like he's a first-round draft pick. Because the NFL, they know how to dissect players. I feel like they all in it together to make sure certain players don't make that kind of money. Because Trey should have been a first-day player, most definitely. And you can see it right now with Kansas City, because Kansas City,
he's kicking butt.
Those future bets that you made, because that's the only money you got in the account. That's gonna win for you, because Trey is the X factor on that team that just made that team go from really good to great.
Yep. Everything I've been reading about Trey at training camp is he's just been a bully to everybody, and that he'll be starting day one.
Oh, most definitely, man. I mean, I knew it though. I mean, this is the first time that he's actually been coached as an offensive lineman since high school.
Yeah.
That's sad.
That is sad.
Like, typically you're supposed to evolve in college. Get good coaching and, learn some new techniques and stuff, because when you get to college, you typically, this is when you say things like, man, if I only knew what I know now, how good would I have been in high school?
Yeah. Yeah. Sean says, no, we were only getting $500 a month. I can't remember how much the rent was. I would have had all females cutting grass, weed eating, and everything. He'd have had wig out there. He'd have had hot sauce out there. He'd have had lipstick out there. He'd had all them girls out there. Food stamps. What was the other one you just tell me?
And then his butt had all of them at the same time,
fighting with each other.
Ain't no fight. No fight. They fight. He gonna cut them off.
Where did he get all the nicknames? And skunk. He just put skunk.
You gotta. It's different, man. It was just something about everybody that we met that is a feature about you that would make you think of it like that. Like the one, like he said, skunk. I think that young lady had a white streak going down her hair, like little gray stuff, and
Well, how do you get a nickname Hot Sauce? So
I think I remember that time. Gosh, it was like
did he not know the real name?
and we was eating. I think Sean had cooked some chicken wings. We had some wings, and he already had them soaked up in hot sauce and everything. And then the young lady was like, she was eating the wings, and Sean, we had no, we had just came from a night place, and we had got some to go stuff, and Sean typically get to go stuff so he could eat it the next day.
Yeah.
Well, at the house, I mean, we had a little after party or whatever, and Sean had some wings, and somebody said they was hungry, and so he was like, "Hey, you can have one of these," and then she started eating it, and they were real good, and then she looked at him and say, "You got some more hot sauce?" I was like, "Dude, how you gonna let her eat your wings, but you hide it from your boy?"
So he gave her some wings, but wouldn't share with you.
See, that's I'm telling you. I'm telling you, man, that's how he was, man. He was always he hid something all the time, man. Like, and the only thing I hid was like sodas or things like that, like juice and stuff, like Gatorade, and it was easy to hide it from him because all you had to do was like hide it like below something where he has to bend over to look. I would put it right up under the sink because he ain't gonna never go in the sink.
You'd hide it from him like you'd hide something from me.
Exactly. and it'd be the most simple place. I can actually, like, from you, all I have to do is, like, say for instance, if I want to hire something from you, I just put it right there on the computer. And you look at me and say, "Billy, man, hey, have you seen my keyboard?" It's like, really?
That's an exaggeration, guys.
Hey, I'll give y'all an example right now.
What?
We got some new mic stands, and he was gonna set up in the restaurant tonight, and he was gonna do them.
There you go. Yep.
And he came to the house and got the mics, but he didn't get the actual pieces to put the mics in.
That wasn't that I didn't see it. I just forgot.
I know that.
I forgot.
But I'm surprised you didn't call and ask me, "Have you seen those?"
I knew right then when I put them together, and I went to go put the mic on. I said, "Hold up, I left them things there at the house." Vodka Drinker has a good place to hide food. Says pull the lettuce tray out and put that half sandwich at the back. Hey, y'all hid stuff from each other doing that.
That's what Sean did. That's what he put those let's see, what are those? They were
dogs.
called Polish dogs. We got from Rocky Top Market over there on Kingston Pike. It was like two for $1 or something like that. And Sean would always get 4. He'd eat 2 that night and have 2 for breakfast the next day. But this day, I remember him buying 4 of them. I mean, I only got like.
So you knew he was hiding them because you had counted them, and you knew he didn't eat them all.
Exactly, because he always had some food, and I'm like, okay, last time he ate my food, so this time I'm gonna eat his food. So I go to the refrigerator, and I didn't see those Polish dogs. I'm like, well, yeah, I know he didn't eat these. I know he did. And I'm thinking like, man, they're not here, and he don't know how to hide anything. So, all right, I guarantee you they back here behind the drawer. So I pulled out the drawer, and they in the back there in a brown paper bag. So I opened up the brown paper bag, guys. Oh, guys, this was what was so funny. And I open it, and there's a note inside this bag. And the note said, "Come on, Worm, man, please don't do your boy like that." Like, God, this man here. He don't wrote me a note to tell me not to eat his food when he don't eat my food.
I know you didn't eat them after reading the note.
I couldn't eat him, man. I had to call him. He was at work. I called him and said, man, how you gonna do that, man? And he's laughing so hard.
Oh, Okie Brave says, I want some of that trucker food Bobby made. Yeah, I did make some good food on the road. I ate like a king on that truck.
Yep. And that's
Always
what he looked like
steak.
coming off the truck.
Yep. Hey, I've lost some weight since I've been sick. I lost at least 7-8 pounds.
Man, I got on the scale of that was 249.
I can't believe that.
I couldn't either.
How can I weigh more than you though? I need to weigh. I'm not going to say that. I might be like 245. I could be. I think I've lost about 15 pounds.
Hey, I mean,
Somebody had been working out, always working out, and been losing a lot of weight. Is Law Tide? He just showed up and said, "What up, Catfish? How you doing, Law Tide?" He's Alabama.
That name in a while.
Yeah. Well, we're gonna get on out of here, guys. We're gonna say goodbye and happy Travis Henry days until football time in Tennessee. And don't forget to support our sponsor, Blue Water Climate Control.
Wow.
Adios.
80 pounds with fasting. Wow.
That's amazing.
Fasting is hard.
People always ask, where did we get the name Blue Water Climate Control? When a Navy ship casts off lines, exits the harbor, and loses sight of land, that's blue water sailing. It takes a team of people to do that. Tireless work, focus, and attention to detail. So much of starting a business is just like that. After it's done, you get filled with deep satisfaction for accomplishing something. And it's quickly followed by, now the real work begins. We're Blue Water Climate Control.